Hello and welcome back to the Fantasy Playmakers. What's up, guys? It's Saturday, which means it's time for me to go through my Week 11 injury report. So this is where I just go through all the players who are good to go, questionable, doubtful, and then which players have already been ruled out for Sunday and Monday's games. While you guys are watching, if you're enjoying the content or you find it informative, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. But let's just jump into the players who are good to go. Starting it off with Nick Chubb. He missed the Browns Week 10 matchup with COVID, but he is going to be back in the lineup. So basically that just really sinks Dearness Johnson's value. Obviously he was the number one with Chubb out. Now he's probably a guy who's getting, 5 to 7 carries a game and really is someone you just don't want to have in your lineup. Nick Chubb's quarterback, Baker Mayfield, has been dealing with a knee injury, but he is going to tough it out and play. Aaron Rodgers has missed some practice time this week with a toe injury, but he's going to be good to go. We don't really know, how this is going to affect him. They've been pretty quiet about it, but if he's in the lineup, they said he's going to play all week. I feel like you have to feel good starting him, even if he is dealing with this injury. Josh Jacobs has been dealing with a knee injury, but he is going to give it a go for the Raiders. And then Lamar Jackson missed a few practices with an illness, but he returned on Friday, and he will be good to go in their game. Now let's shift over to the players who are questionable. Starting it off with James Robinson, dealing with a heel and knee issue. These are kind of injuries he's had coming into the week, so I'd be surprised if he doesn't suit up. Marquise Brown for the Ravens, dealing with a thigh injury. I'd expect him to play also. His teammate Latavius Murray has been dealing with a high ankle sprain. He's questionable. If Murray does not go, then I'd feel fine starting Devonta Freeman as like a flex play. You don't feel great about it, but not the worst thing in the world. If Latavius Murray plays, then I'm kind of just trying to avoid that entire backfield. Jamal Williams for the Lions, still dealing with that thigh injury. This really doesn't affect much. You're probably starting Swift either way. Even if Jamal Williams plays, you still have Swift as a lock, and Jamal Williams really has no standalone fantasy value. It looks like Kyler Murray is going to be a game time decision with that ankle. He has already missed 2 games, so we'll see if this is number 3. They have a bye in week 12, so maybe they hold him out. Maybe they let him go because they know he's going to get a week of rest after. We'll just have to see on Sunday. For the Buccaneers, Antonio Brown still dealing with that ankle injury. He hasn't logged any practice time this week, but they do play on Monday, so he's going to have an extra day. Rob Gronkowski was actually a full participant at least one time this week with that rib injury, so that would lead you to think he'd be playing this week, but since the Bucs do play on Monday, we don't get the full injury report today. Saquon Barkley looks like he should return from that ankle injury. He's been limited all week, but he has been practicing and progressing, so I would expect to see him out there. If he can't go, then Devonta Booker is a really nice start. For players who are doubtful, Elijah Mitchell is dealing with a finger injury. If he does not go, that means that Jeff Wilson is going to be the number 1 back, and is honestly someone I'd feel comfortable starting, especially because another piece of that backfield is going to be out this week. Maybe we see Trey Sermon healthy, but I still don't want him anywhere near my lineups. Allen Robinson for the Bears, pretty disappointing this season. You probably shouldn't be relying on starting him, but if you were, he is doubtful this game with a hamstring injury. I feel like this is probably the biggest hit to Justin Fields, losing his number 1 weapon. It doesn't look like the Lions quarterback, Jared Goff, is going to go this week. He's dealing with an oblique. I don't even know who the backup is there. Really, you want to be avoiding all these pass catchers, except for TJ Hawkinson. And even then, he's a really nice player. It's just his offense is so bad. It's hard to trust him. He does have that, nice ceiling where he goes 8 for 100 and a touchdown. But then also, we've seen his floor is basically 0 points. So a very wide spectrum for his production. And then another quarterback, Zach Wilson, dealing with that knee issue. It does not look like he is going to make his return this week. And it looks like Joe Flacco is actually going to be getting the start. So, we'll see how that goes. Another quarterback playing for the Jets. And now we're going to talk about the players who have already been ruled out. Jeremy McNichols for the Titans is out with a concussion. So that means Adrian Peterson and Donta Foreman are going to be leading that backfield. Really, I don't trust either one of them because I feel like it's going to be, almost a 50-50 split. But if you're super desperate in a super deep league, maybe you plug one of those guys in. with McNichols out. I mentioned how a player from the 49ers backfield was already ruled out, and that is JaMycal Hasty. So once again, this is Jeff Wilson's week. Alvin Kamara out for a second straight game with a knee injury. Hopefully you have Mark Ingram as a backup to flex him in. I think he's a really solid start, so you should trust him with Kamara out of the lineup. And then for the Washington football team, Ricky Seals-Jones is out with a hip injury, and Logan Thomas has not been activated off of the IR. So basically, you just want to be avoiding the tight end position for Washington. Aaron Jones, as expected, out with that knee injury. A.J. Dillon locked in solid RB1 this week. For however long Aaron Jones is out, A.J. Dillon is going to be a smash play in your lineup. Another stud is out this week, DeAndre Hopkins. Once again, out with that hamstring injury. They ruled him out pretty early. Hopefully this doesn't continue to nag on, and he can return after their Week 12 bye. Chris Carson actually out for the season now. He's been on IR with that neck injury. It looked like he was getting close to coming back. Not anymore. He's having season-ending surgery. So I guess that leaves Alex Collins as the number one on that team, but probably still going to be a full-on committee there. And then the last player I'm going to talk about, Amari Cooper, has tested positive for COVID, and he is unvaccinated. So that means he's going to miss this game, and he's also going to miss the Cowboys Thanksgiving game. So a really tough break for Amari Cooper owners. Definitely rough, having 2 games missed with that positive test. But that's just the way the NFL system works. And that is going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. You can ask me any fantasy questions down below in the comment section, and I'll respond to every single person. Thank you guys for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.